Here we go. Got it? All right. Ready? All right. Get your feet planted. Yeah, that's right. Get ready? Okay. Get it. Go ahead. You got it. Pull it right on. Pull it right on. There we got it. Right? Good for you. How about that? This is something that just.
You can't do this with your cattle.
No, that's one of the beautiful things of small animals and small stock like this. You can actually take them through, the whole procedure and actually get done. Here, put your hand up here. Those of you who pulled the chicken off, here, put your hand up here and I'll
wash your hands.
Wash it off a little bit. Okay? There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. Who else? There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm. Who else? Here, come on up here. Mr. Cooley Montessori. All right. Anybody else? Got it. Okay, here you go. This is my happy face. What is that, a dog or a cat? It's a cat. All right. Okay. Now we're ready for the feet again. Okay. So we're going to cut right through that valley, just like that. If you do it right, you don't dull a knife. It goes real fast. Okay. It also helps to have a good sharp knife. A good sharp knife can cover a multitude of sins. Right? Now,
what do you need?
You guys, Osborne, these kids want to stay here or go back down, and some of them wanted a foot. So anybody that wants a foot can take a foot with them. Maybe we can go down there now. I'll go ahead and I'll got the rest of it. So what we'll do is, anybody that wants a foot, take a foot.
Mom, speak now, forever hold your peace.
We compost all the guts at home, all the offal. We compost with wood chips. Anybody that wants one, grab one and take it as a keeper. All right. Good deal. Boy, they're really going. This is a hot commodity here.
I think I just saved the bag.
This is a hot commodity. Here you go. Let me pull right over here to the edge. Can't reach up there. And so I do a lot of school tours and stuff. Kids will come out, and of course the boys, the 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old boys always start to, they go off on the edge and they start scratching through the compost pile, And of course we do other things besides chickens. If a pig dies or a cow dies or whatever, we put that in the compost pile as well. And of course the boys always find the big. Three more. Here you go. Here you go. Let me pull that skin off. There you go. Nice clean one. There you go. Thanks, Mom. And so they'll reach in there and they'll pull out this great big old beef like a skull or a big shoulder blade or something, and then of course they walk around like He-Man the rest of the day, holding legs. Look what I found. And I've been wanting to get a hold of one of these biology, anatomy, science suppliers, and get a plastic human skull and put that in the edge and plant it, so when these kids get in there and start digging, here comes this human skull. Oh, Uncle George, I missed him a month ago. I wondered where he went to. Thanks for finding him for me, All these suits for emotional trauma. Let me do another slow one. How's our time? Time's good. Let me talk you through another slow one, okay? And feel free to ask questions if you want to ask Dave questions. Let me talk you through another one slow. All right. So first we pooch up the tail. We take out the oil side. All right. Nice and clean. Flip the bird around. Then we're gonna pinch this skin. All you're doing is you're just nicking it enough to be able to poke your finger in and wiggle it. I'm told by surgeons that this is a lot of how surgery is done. That they actually use a scalpel very, very little because you can cut too much. I just cut way too much. And so there's actually a lot of kind of fishing and tearing and through because you can actually control things a lot better. So we've opened that up. Here's the crop again. All right, slick. I don't need to tell you about slick again. All right. So we're going to curl that under our thumb, pull it down. And then grab it with the other hand, pull it back, okay, and kind of pull this neck skin away, and then poke under all these tubes. See with my thumb, all I'm doing is poking under, and that's going to let me pull these tubes out of the neck, all right? We're going to come right out of the neck, pivot the bird around, my table a little bit, okay? I'm gonna pull up this abdominal cavity really tight, and again, cut right above that vent, just really tight. See, all that opens up. You're just cutting through that fat, and as soon as you see those intestines, stop, all right? And you'll get a feel for that. You don't want to cut the intestines, all right? Then I'm gonna pull that open. I'm gonna pull it open enough. You don't have to pull it way, way open. That just makes an ugly carcass. Just pull it open enough to get your hand in, pull this fat. Boy, look at this bird. This bird here. That's fat there. Look at that fat. See, I guarantee you that's at least an ounce. There's not an ounce and a half of fat on there, okay? And then we're gonna go back in, way toward the front, scoot down, okay? And pull out the viscera, hooking the esophagus around our pointer finger. We're gonna roll it over. Notice, now when I do this, the viscera actually never hits the table. That's a real critical thing. You know, it doesn't sound very big, but if you're trying to be efficient, every time that stuff hits the table, you have to pick it back up. Lost motion, all right? All this is time and motion. It's how do we do this without losing any motion, all right? So I'm gonna roll it over now into my left hand and just pinch the liver and heart away from the gallbladder. Wow, look at that pretty liver. That's just a beautiful, beautiful liver. Did you know that in the industry, the organ discards, if you look at the USDA reject numbers, percentages, it is just climbing all the time. They throw away a lot of that stuff because it's all abscessed and junk. That leads me down to just the one GI tract here, all right? Give a little bit of tension on it. Cut down to one side, other side, underneath. It's actually 3 cuts, okay? Look at that, look at those globules of fat on the pubic bones. That's beautiful, all right? Then we'll take the right lung, kind of like doing a hokey pokey. Right lung out, and then your left lung out, and then you dance it all about. All right? And looks like the windpipe's out. I feel like I have a little something here. Here, I have a little piece of the windpipe. Okay? Should all be, you know, nice and smooth in there. Okay? Then I'm going to squirt out the bird. Okay. Tuck the feet, tuck the legs. There you go. Ready to go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do these other 3. What questions do you have? And I can answer questions and kind of do this without thinking, I think, at this point. Yes, wait a minute. Spit it out.
The circle thing. Other than chickens, like ducks, geese, turkeys.
Is there a limit on something?
Weight limit or something?
Yes, David, question. Are you talking the circle thing? There's a lot of circles here. That's a circle, this is a circle, this is a
The one
circle.
that put the head in the very
Cones.
Oh, the cones?
Yeah, cones.
About other classes of things like turkeys and ducks and things like that?
Yeah.
Right. This is for a bird 3 to 8 pounds dressed weight. These are about 4, so they're perfect. This is our typical cone. We have a small cone that we call a game bird cone for under a pound. And then we have a small turkey cone that's for 8 to 18 pound birds, roughly. And then we have a large turkey cone for 18 and over. Yeah, we have them on display at our booth, which is in that white building directly behind you. And 2 of us at least will be there after this demo's cleaned up. Or after the talk's done. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Could you consider feeding the offal to dogs? Absolutely. Absolutely. We have dogs. It's everything that you can do isn't necessarily expedient to do. And we have a lot of visitors. I mean, thousands of visitors at the farm, and we have an open door policy. Anyone can come from anywhere in the world at any time, unannounced, to see anything, anytime, anywhere. All right?
You're all invited.
God!
Yeah, okay? So that is our commitment to transparency. Okay? The downside of that is that you can only push the envelope so far. And so when a group of kindergartners comes and they see the dog, dragging a 10-foot intestine around the yard, there's something about that leaves not a good impression. And so, yes, the dog, in fact, the pigs would love it.
Pigs, yeah.
Okay? Because they're omnivores. I mean, that's a lot cheaper than soybeans, okay? You can use the oval. One of the neatest things I ever saw was a guy that had a big farm pond, and he put a big floating perforated bucket out, and he just dumped everything in a bucket. The flies would come and lay eggs in it, and then as the maggots started, the maggots would fall in the pond and feed the fish. And it was nice, cheap, free fish food. We at one time we had an apprentice who on one of the rental farms, one of the subcontractors, he took a 5-gallon bucket and just punched some holes in the bottom and hung it at his eggmobile and put his mortalities in it. The mortalities we generally compost as well. Okay. But he put his mortality birds, just go out in the morning and there'd be one dead. I mean, he's doing thousands of birds. I don't care. If you're raising thousands of people, you're going to lose one once in a while too, right? So he would put this chicken,
Uncle Fred.
yeah, in the 5-gallon bucket, hanging on a stick out here at the eggmobile, and the maggots would fall down. The chickens would get that free animal protein. And it actually worked very well, but it stunk. And so, now the chickens didn't care that it stunk. They rather thought it smelled like Breyer's ice cream, pretty good. But again, there are things that you can and can't do, and so you just have to find what fits for you. But as far as ecologically sound, absolutely, it's totally ecologically sound. Yeah.
They really like hens.
Except that now dog food is very heavily regulated by the bureaucrats, and it has to be registered and all. It's a pretty extensive thing. We used for a year and a half or two, we actually worked with a guy that started a dog food thing out of the viscera from our pigs and beef. But he finally had to shut down because the regulations were so onerous that he couldn't locate the grinding and storage near the abattoir. And so the cost of all the transport and having a separate outlet was cost prohibitive. So it's just not normal. Yeah, what's not normal is the regulatory climate that doesn't let salvage happen in a natural way. That's what's not normal.
Over here first. Yeah, good question. Did you hear it?
Okay, I got one more chicken, so I'll hold up right there and do the. You're wanting to see the pinch off of the gallbladder. What you often hear is that you have to cut it off, or you have little nippers to nip it off, and we've never done that. We've never had a problem getting it separated.
And while he's doing that, wow.
My biggest concern is when I'm cutting the neck, will you feel it right away before you get to the esophagus, or is it that much in?
It's experience. You'll start light and you'll see that you didn't, there was a last one here that I really didn't cut deep enough, and it took a longer time to bleed out. I don't know if Ray picked that up on the camera, but I still don't get some exactly right, but I'd rather err a little bit on the too light side than too heavy, but maybe that's the wrong way to err it. I just don't want to open up the windpipe, or definitely don't want to cut the bone.
I think the main thing there is to make sure that you're right up under the water. Get as close to that jawbone. Don't be down here fooling around with this neck. It's too mushy.
I tried to show the ear, the red patch, every time I cut. I was very close to that. And then I brushed the feathers back to keep my knife sharp. These naked neck chickens are awesome for keeping your knife sharp.
Yeah,
How does
yeah.
that feel the difference between when you hit that esophagus? You probably won't feel it.
You do get a feel for it.
Yeah, you do. And if you put your thumb, for us, if you put your thumb under the chicken's throat right here, right under their beak, you put your thumb there, you can get a lot more control. Don't just grab the head willy-nilly. Be very systematic and direct about where you're putting your thumb and get your placement. And if you'll do your placement the same way every single time with precision, then the kind of nuances that David's talking about, you know, what it feels like and what you're looking for, you learn that real fast.
All the way down the line.
Yeah,
Pulling the heads
exactly,
off
all the way down
getting
the line. Yeah,
getting the
but if
cords
you,
out.
that's why I'm breaking this down into these very specific steps. When I'm, you know, if this is going to be your first time, you want to do this, get the precision down first, and then worry about speed, because it's, you know, when you're just trying to do it in one motion, it's actually a series of very specific motions. Where am I here?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the last one.
Oh, can you show the gizzard?
Can I show the gizzard? I will.
Yeah. And
I
you, sir?
think we have time. Yes. All right. Now what I'm going to do here. Best way to chill the birds? All right. Yeah. Well, we use ice water, and what you want is you want it to be down to 40 degrees within about 4 hours. Internal temperature. You can use a little probe, a little sharp probe thermometer. They're cheap now. I mean, that again is technology that we didn't have, you know, 40 years ago. We now have this cool technology. You stick it in your pocket, and you can just, you know, grab a couple chickens there and probe down in their meat. And you want it to be 40 degrees and 40. You don't want to cool them too fast, because then they'll short cure, and the meat will tend to be tough. So you want it to go through its rigors, okay, its relaxation, but you don't want it to be 50 degrees at 6 hours, okay. Then you're gonna.
I always found if there was ice left after 4 hours, I was always there.
That's right.
Stopped
That's
measuring.
right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull this out. Okay, I've got the viscera in my right hand. Everybody see where the gallbladder is? Okay, it's quite obvious. It's that big green. All right, so I'm gonna roll it over, and I'm simply gonna kind of keep the liver and heart in my right hand. I'm just not gonna let it fall through.
Does the camera need to be on the other side, or are we okay?
I think it's probably good. All right, so everybody see the oblong gallbladder here. Okay, now watch. Okay, so there's internal mesentery membrane all around this, and all you're doing is and then I'm going to actually take my left hand that's holding the viscera here, and I'm going to actually kind of pinch this below the liver as I pull the liver away. All right, everybody see that? And there's